here's your host, Chelsea Edwards.
Welcome to another episode of Chattin with Chelsea. I'm your daytime bestie, Chelsea Edwards. Today, we're taking you inside one of the biggest celebrations of anime, gaming, and pop culture. We are going to DreamCon, baby. There we get to sit down with husband and wife team Carl and Love Jones. We chat about building a business together and chasing dreams together, too, with this animation powerhouse that they have created. Then later in the show, we sit down with filmmaker Isaac Yowman. He tells us that no dream is too big if you're willing to bet on yourself. So can't wait to talk to him. Now first, let me take you to DreamCon. Check this out. There you can be anybody. Now I chose to be Cleopatra. We're also introducing you to some incredible cosplayers and gamers who told us why this community feels like home, especially for Black women looking for a space where people are not seen for their color, but their creativity.
Did it take you all to get ready today?
Like probably 3 hours. We were rushing though.
Yeah, about 2 hours.
Yeah, about 2 hours.
Yeah. That's not bad. Okay. Are y'all related?
Yeah, we're sisters.
Nice. Okay, hard to tell behind the makeup. I'm sorry. What do you love about DreamCon?
I like DreamCon for the camaraderie and the fun dressing up atmosphere. I like seeing people and what creative ideas they can have.
So far, it's been amazing to see all the new things that they added to the DreamCon. Like, it's crazy.
It's so great. It's so great.
We've been wanting to travel.
Yeah,
we've been wanting to travel for a minute together and like do something like this, and this is so great. Like, we've been wanting to go to DreamCon for so long.
What is the perspective that you bring when it comes to being here at DreamCon? It's got to be a bit unique.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. It's such a vast space for Black artists, for Black music producers, and I think it's just it's a really good area to network, and I love the energy that everyone brings here. I really feel like I could be an artist and find more and gather all those personal experiences that everybody else has here.
Yeah, and I've loved seeing how Black cosplayers incorporate their natural hair or parts of our culture into the costumes. For example, that's why, this is hers, but that's why I wore the Cuban link as Rouge, because she's a jewel thief. And that's a part of our culture and stuff like that. So I love seeing how that's been integrated in other people's cosplays as well.
What do you love about cosplaying?
First of all, I love the community because the community is very welcoming, and of course the Black community is even more welcoming, and it's just a way for me to express myself and, be different.
I really want to see more Black women cosplaying. I want to see more in our community, being able to express themselves, be creative. I feel like we kind of see a lot of our community in this blank space or a whole. Honestly, I met a lot of people this is their first time ever at an anime convention, ever being around this space, and I love that. I really want to see more of that.
As Black women, do you feel like your opportunities for cosplaying are expanded or limited?
I think it's expanded because we can put our own little style and twist to different cosplays. On Sunday, I'm gonna have a giant fro for an outfit, so I think we have a lot of versatility.
I agree. Everything she said, I agree.
What would you say to other women who might be a little shy about getting into cosplay?
I think it's really fun. Just it kind of lets you step out of the box and just have fun and just express yourself. So I think it's fun. I say go for it.
The community is great, so don't be scared of anybody or anything like that. The community is amazing.
What is it like being a woman, especially a Black woman, in the gaming world?
I think it can be difficult because you're already met with some kind of stigma. Everybody already thinks you're loud and argumentative, and at least that's my thing because I'm always extra, but I don't know about anybody else.
Any recommendations for people who are other women like you in the gaming world and really not knowing how to handle some of the negativity?
It depends on who you are. I'm a loud, boisterous person, so come at me, I'm gonna come at you. That's kind of how I am. She's more quiet and reserved in herself.
I see, because she snuck off camera over here.
She'll hide, most definitely she'll hide. But I think it's all about how you carry yourself and what image you want to project on yourself, and what seems like a problem to you. And I feel like keeping people around you that are comfortable with you is a way to do that. But to handle some of the negativity and stuff, and just be like, do you, man? Do you? Don't care. If they don't like you, there's other people that will. There's always other people that will. So, you'll know.
Yeah, and plenty of people here at DreamCon. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You guys, she's still off camera, y'all. She's still hiding.
That was some fantastic cosplaying done out there. All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will be back with that interview with Love and Carl Jones. You don't wanna miss it. Welcome back. If you've ever watched the Boondocks or Black Dynamite, or even wondered how unforgettable animated worlds are brought to life, you are in for a treat. We got to sit down with the husband and wife team behind the award-winning studio Martian Blueberry. Here is our interview from DreamCon with Love and Carl Jones. Now, you guys have built so many amazing things. I have to ask, like, what do you love about being here at DreamCon?
First of all, just to see this many Black people coming together to celebrate their nerddom is like a utopia.
Unapologetically.
Yeah,
Yes.
Unapologetically. And but it's also, for me, for someone who's been in the animation industry for so long, to see that the shows that I made almost 20 years ago are still resonating with the culture, and being able to like talk to people who really appreciate the work that we put in and are inspired by the work that we've done over the years is like really an amazing feeling,
For me, I always grew up like a nerd anyway. I liked Harry Potter, and I liked video games, and then I got into anime and just different things. So, but I never felt like accepted to like it.
Okay.
So to see us unapologetically be in this space, appreciating all this stuff, because I still love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to find like-minded people, it was very emotional when I first found this out, because it was like, I found my tribe. I found my tribe.
Now, you started your own company when you were just 17 years old.
Yeah.
Wow. And how did this come together where y'all are now doing Martian Blueberry?
Oh, wow.
Well, it's been a dream of mine for a long time to start my own animation studio, but not just an animation studio that catered to very specific cultural nuances that it just didn't exist. So working on shows like the Boondocks and Black Dynamite, a lot of times we were working with animation studios that didn't have enough Black animators or people that understood the cultural specifics. So I always felt like we needed a studio that specializes in those areas, right? So that we can make sure that it comes across very authentic. Because a lot, people don't realize, like when we did the Boondocks, for a long time, there's a rule that we had on the show where Huey is never to smile, right? But when we would send the animation overseas, they didn't understand why a kid wouldn't be smiling. So he was always smiling. So one day we had a meeting, and they were like, we don't understand, he's a child, like he should be smiling. And so we said Malcolm X, and they went,
It translated, okay.
Yeah. He would actually literally have to send videos of him acting out scenes, because not only does America have a certain culture, but Black Americans have a subculture within that culture. Like, we stand a certain way, we walk a certain way, we say things a certain way. So like, how to ghost ride a whip or something, like he had to literally like...
You have to break down all
like
these
how
things.
to do that. Like, don't, he can't be like this, he can't be stiff, he gotta be laid back, you gotta be relaxed, you know what I'm saying? So seeing that was like, and he was like, I want to start my own animation company. And being that I was 17 years old, starting my own company, I was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. Like, I see the need, I see the necessity for it, and let's fill that gap.
How else do y'all build each other up and be the yin and the yang when it comes to
we are very much
working
yin and
together?
He's very creative, I'm very business minded, so it really helps. That's the part that, like, where I'm weak, he's strong, where he's weak, I'm strong, so it's like we fill in those spaces, so it just really works really well. We work well together. We're both workaholics. I'm not gonna be mad because he's like, I gotta work on this. Yeah, you gotta work on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta get that done. Yeah, I want him to get it, because then I'm over here working too,
Yes.
So, and it's good that we actually work with each other and work in the same business, because we probably would never see each other. So it works. And then when we go for like business trips and stuff, we sneak in our couple time, and make it a nice trip.
It'd be like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. She'd be like, I know you sleep, but you know that drawing is due.
Okay, all right.
I just need that to be the first thing on your mind when you wake up.
I'm just putting it in there so while you're dreaming. I love it. Do you ever wake her up with like 2 a.m. like, I have a great idea?
That's where he gets his best ideas. Like a lot of times he'll be stumped on a script or something, and when he wakes up in the morning, I have a dream, I got it. And so, we spend a good hour in the morning like breaking that down and seeing how it works.
She's really good at acting like she's listening.
It's a skill that you've mastered. Okay, Carl, what's a skill that you've mastered when it comes to working with your wife?
The skill that I mastered when it comes to working with my wife is knowing that she's always right.
I got that. Okay.
As soon as I figured that out, everything ran so much smoother. Any men out there working with their wives, learn to say I'm wrong. Watch how your business takes off. The thing I love about Love is she has like really good business instincts, but she also has really good creative instincts. I know she likes to pride herself as a business person, but she has really good creative instincts. So every script I write, anything I draw, anything creative goes through her first, and she gives me feedback, and it's always really, really good. I mean, you would think that she's been working in this industry for like 20, 30 years, like how in tune she is with story and character and plot, and you know what I mean? She's really, really good, naturally.
Okay, all right. Anything you want to leave our viewers with when it comes to making it and being successful as a couple?
Communication.
Yeah.
Respectful communication.
And I learned how to communicate. I am wrong. Those are powerful words.
And I say when I'm wrong.
I know. I'm just great.
Thank y'all so much
Thank
for
you
sitting
for
down
having
chatting
us.
with
Thank
me.
you.
And, let's go have some more fun being weird.
Yeah, we gotta get our nerdum on.
I love when business meets pleasure. What a great couple. Coming up, we have a 12-time platinum producer turned filmmaker. Isaac Yowman is in the building. Can't wait to chat with him. We'll be right back after this. He is a Grammy and NAACP Image Award nominee, filmmaker, director, writer, producer. I mean, the list goes on. Welcome to Chat with Chelsea, Isaac Yowman.
What up? Happy to be here.
Yes. I mean, I'm so happy to have you right next to me. You do so many incredible things. You've had your hands on so many projects and really, I mean, putting the Houston name out there as well. Yeah. Now, I got to ask you, since we've been talking about DreamCon, what has been your biggest dream? Or what was your first? Let me ask you that. What was your first big dream?
Man, my first big dream was to produce a record that went gold. And I did that early on. Now, sold 12 million records, so so golds, platinums, you know what I mean? That was my first big dream, and just thinking back at that, like as a kid, people who know me starting off with music and making compositions in my mom's house, like it's just crazy to think back. Yeah.
Yes, now you've worked with some huge names, Beyonce, Megan Thee Stallion. Like, what is that like to hit such a big goal early on? Is it afterwards like, what now? What do I do?
Man, you know what's crazy is that I found much more joy in the journey because a lot of times we get so fixated on the thing, and then I realize, like, once you get the thing, you be like, oh, that was it?
Yeah,
like,
that was it. Okay, I'm here.
And so as I've matured, I've learned, like, man, enjoy the process of getting there more and building the relationships on the way to the thing. And so, I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, it's cool, but the process of it, I'm finding a much stronger love for sure.
Yes. So at what point did you say, okay, producing, music, check, now I want to go into filmmaking?
It wasn't like it. Funny enough, it was not like that. I really thought that I would be doing music forever. I thought that I would be producing and writing songs for forever, and that was gonna be my sole thing. But it wasn't until I wanted to start like a production company and start signing and working with different artists, I was like, it was really out of necessity that I picked up a camera. I always had a visual eye, I always designed all the graphics, single cover art for all of the artists that I had signed under my company, Keys and Ink. And so when I started that process, I was like, I need to do videos.
Yes.
And I was like, but I don't got no $100,000, $200,000 budget to do the type of visuals that I want. And so just out of necessity, I picked up a camera and said, let me see what I can do. I got a little eye, I can figure something out. And then that translated to, you know, me being commissioned by Warner Music, and so many different artists, from Akon, Fetty Wap to Kurt Cobain. So I mean, I shot music video. I've been all around the world shooting music videos, and then during that whole process, though, again, I come from producing and songwriting, so I knew I had a gift of telling stories through writing. So that is what transitioned me to doing narrative films. And so it's just been I've just been along the journey. Hey, God, I'm would take me through that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's it. Let them lead you.
Yeah.
So you really had to like get it out the mud, figure it out as you were flying the plane, you're building it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this latest project, because you do mention you have this companion book.
Yeah.
You were telling me you include some notes in here about how you were able to fund this, like without just, you know, reaching in the bank pocket, like, you know, it takes some work.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the film first, Sincerely Brad.
Yeah, so Sincerely Brad is my latest project. Super excited about it. I feel like it's my best piece of work thus far.
Oh, wow. That's saying a lot.
Yeah, it is. And I'm gonna tell you why though,
work.
because it's like my first project that's original IP. Right, like all of the projects that I've had that have been acclaimed, won awards, have been based on a pre-existing person, place, or thing. And so for me, this project was like something that was in my mind, went into final draft, and then now it's out in the world. Obviously, along that journey, so many people helped with the process. And then to have an art companion book, to even say I got a book, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
You know,
I love it. I love it. Of all the people, you should definitely have one. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, man, I just wanted to show up and showcase my artistic capabilities, not just in one medium. And like we just spoke about, I wanted to document my process and document the journey, because as again, I started growing, I started realizing, man, this is really the jewel is the process. And so throughout the whole process, I was writing down what I was doing, how I did it, how I got money from this, how I saved from this, how I pulled a grant from this, XYZ 1, 2, 3, and I put it all in the book.
Nice.
And I also made the book like all, you know, like all my favorite frames from the film, and just tried to make it really artistic. So the film stars Patrick Walker. He's been in Emmy-nominated shows like Lessons of Chemistry. A lot of people know him now for Doc on Fox. They're in season 3. He plays TJ. Me and my wife actually love the show, not just because he in my film, but it's just a good show.
Not biased, got it.
And Carl Anthony Payne, which a lot of people know as Cole from Martin, or Cockroach if you're old enough from the Cosby Show.
That was a throwback right there. Okay, yeah.
Let us know we got a little seasoning. And Cynthia Carmona, so they star in it and got some really cool upcoming talent from Houston too, Dallas Brox and John Sullivan. And it's just like a really, really dope film about a black astronaut going to space. And so I thought it would be nobody else better to do this than me, from the city of the rockets, the Astros, you know. And just, if you're from the H, NASA is embedded in you, you know. And so it's just a cultural thing. So I felt like, man, this was a unique story. And with everything that was happening in the world with the Artemis 2 mission and all of those things, I was like, man, the timing when it came out was just like, I couldn't have planned that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's been a great journey.
Yeah, it's invaluable information that you have in here walking through the process, because a lot of people may have a similar dream to create a film and have no idea how to get it done.
Yep.
So, what's the next dream for you?
Man, the next dream, I just hit it.
Okay, so we gotta work on another one. We gotta make another one.
Yeah, I gotta make another one. So, man, I'm still trying to process the next dream, but I'm gonna go Oscar. I want
practicing my clap.
Yeah,
because this is what's gonna happen.
Come on. Yeah, I'm practicing the Oscar because, you know, we just hit one big milestone with the Emmy, and so that's a big deal.
Nice. What else do you want to see from being a filmmaker, and when it comes to seeing more filmmakers like you in that space?
I think just telling our unique stories and being unapologetic about it. You know, like we were just talking about DreamCon, how people felt free, and you heard that echo throughout, you know, the community, the creative community. And, you know, this story for me, even with Sincerely Brad, is like, I told a story that people probably wouldn't think would come from me, like an astronaut, like, bro, what we doing?
What?
You know what I mean? And so, just telling unique stories, being yourself, and showing that also too, as a people, we aren't monolithic, right? Like, we can do a variety of different things in different ways and be great at all of them.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you might want to sit on the couch and chat with a guest, or you might want to be Cleopatra. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we can do both.
We can do both very well.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, you guys. We'll be right back in just a couple minutes. Welcome back. Unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye. So first, before we go, Isaac, how can people watch Sincerely Brad? Where can they catch it?
Yeah, it's right now on the Roku channel. Go to therokuchannel.com, or if you got Roku TV, boom, turn it on, type in Sincerely Brad, boom, there it is. And you can watch it for free, streaming, no subscription, no sign up, nothing. Just check it out.
We like that. That fits in the budget. Boom. There you
Exactly.
go. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
And thank you to all the dreamers, all the folks we met at DreamCon. Thank you to Carl and Love Jones. And you guys, keep up with us on YouTube, Chatting with Chelsea, and on social, Chelsea Fox 26. We'll see you on the next Chatting with Chelsea.
Hey, thank you.